question, did God create us unable to keep the law? Did God create us unable to keep the law? Right at the very beginning, I'm actually going to get us to answer it first this time, and we'll all say it together. No, but because of the disobedience of Adam and Eve, we're all born in sin and guilt, unable to keep God's law. So did God create us unable to keep God's law? Well, at the beginning, Adam and Eve had the ability to keep God's law. When God made the world, right at the very beginning, he made Adam and Eve, and it says God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. So everything was perfect. Adam and Eve were perfect. They actually, we don't know for how long, but they were able to obey God for some time. They were created in God's image, bearing his image. They could obey. And yet, they also had the ability or the capacity not to obey. And we know what happened. So, no. Did God create? No. Unable. But because and their disobedience, Satan came in as a serpent. We know that story. He tempted them to disobey God's words. They did. They ate the fruit that they weren't meant to. And everything has changed since. In fact, Romans later on says, because of that, just as sin entered into the world through one man, and death through sin, and in this way, death came to all men because all sinned. So they were created good, perfect, but then they disobeyed, and everything has been affected since. And they throw the ball, and this person up first thinks, I'm the greatest. I can do it. I can do it. And they swing and they hit it, and it goes straight up into the air. And somebody catches it before it hits the ground. What happens to the whole team normally? The whole team loses. The whole team is out. That's the way it used to be when I played it anyway. The whole team is affected through that one person's action. In one sense, that is what has happened at the beginning of creation. They were able to keep the law, but because of their disobedience, they sinned, they disobeyed God, and the whole of creation and all of humanity, like a disease that we all have now, sin enters into the world, and it affects every single one of us. So that now, it's just natural for us to do wrong. That's why from our earliest days, you don't have to teach a child. Theo will not have to be taught, Ren's new baby, oh, fight for that toy yourself. It'll be mine. They learn that word very quickly. You don't teach it. It's natural for us. And so, as the Catechism says, since the fall, we're all born in sin and guilt, unable to keep God's law. It actually means in our nature that we'll not be perfect. If I was to ask everybody tomorrow or later today, can you choose to be perfect for the rest of your life? You're unable to.